Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome to the stage AMO President Gary McNamara.
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Colleagues, it's certainly a pleasure to welcome our next speaker, the Honourable David Orazietti, Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services. David has had 2 months in his new portfolio, and I'm sure he has read a lot of briefing notes and certainly background reports. David didn't shy away from being with us and to update us on Ontario's strategy for a safe Ontario, which we know includes the review of the Police Services Act. I think it's safe to say that the topic of policing standards and costs came up at the cabinet table several times during his previous tenure as Minister of Government and Consumer Services and also as Minister of Natural Resources. That's just speculation on my part, but I'm willing to make a small wager on it. David also held several parliamentary assistant positions since he was first elected to the Ontario Legislature in 2003. David represents the riding of Sault Ste. Marie, and what some of you may know is that he also served 2 terms as a Sault Ste. Marie City Councillor while also working as a full-time secondary school teacher for 10 years. This association has spent a great deal of time talking about policing in recent years, and we support our women and men in blue so much that we want their boots doing real police work. So help me give a warm welcome to Minister David Orazietti.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here with you. Thank you very much, Gary, for that kind introduction. I'm pleased to be joining you here at this year's AMO conference. And as a former city councillor, I certainly have appreciated the opportunity to meet with many of you and receive your delegations and your materials, and look forward to working with you going forward. Our government is committed to working to achieve a stronger, safer province. Last year, we announced the development of the Strategy for a Safer Ontario. As many of you know, this strategy is about building safer, stronger communities across the province. It's based on the values of collaboration and cooperation among all participants in community safety, and will pave the way for effective, sustainable, and community-based policing in the province. It aims to bring together various sectors of our province, including mental health, social services, education, and police, and will promote partnerships with a focus on making our communities safer. The strategy will foster a collaboration within these sectors and others so that those working on the front lines in our communities can identify areas of concern and intervene proactively to protect vulnerable individuals, keep them out of harm's way, and help keep all Ontarians safe. And these same values will guide us as we look at the province's policing framework and develop changes that better reflect the priorities and realities of policing today. So today I want to reiterate our government's commitment to the development of the Strategy for a Safer Ontario and update you on the progress we've made over the last year. This past winter and spring, my ministry held a series of consultations across the province, including in-person, public, and stakeholder sessions, as well as extensive public engagement through an online survey. The goal of these consultations was to hear from you and those in your communities about what you feel are essential themes and issues that must be addressed as we develop the strategy. We had an overwhelming response to our request for input. The online survey resulted in over 1,700 direct responses, and we held sessions in 17 communities across Ontario discussing community safety and well-being, accountability to the public, delivery of services and technology when it comes to community safety, and education and training for police. By traveling across the province, we were able to hear a wide range of opinions and perspectives, yet there was still considerable common ground around key points and certain direction. There was broad support for a collaborative approach to community safety and well-being and planning, and the involvement of a variety of community organizations, including those representing or serving vulnerable individuals as well as police services. We also heard that increased communication and partnerships with communities and local organizations were very important in fostering positive relationships between the community and the police. There were differing opinions on whether police service boards were needed throughout the entire province. But at the same time, there was broad support for a clearer definition of the roles as well as increased collaboration between police boards and police chiefs. Participants noted the need for greater interaction between boards and the public, and for boards to be more reflective of community diversity and needs. And there was general support for the use of technology to enhance public safety and police accountability, but concerns were raised about privacy issues, data storage challenges, and the potentially high cost associated with these new technologies. This remarkable volume of input will help inform this important work and is a true demonstration of how important community safety is to our communities and to our entire province. My ministry is thoroughly reviewing and analyzing the submissions, findings, and feedback from the consultations and survey, including via the AMO MOU table process and the Future of Policing Advisory Committee, of which AMO is a valuable member as we move forward. Our ministry is leading efforts to examine the best approach to civilian police governance in order to provide a foundation for service delivery that reflects and serves the needs of communities. It is a fundamental focus not only for the policing community, but also for provincial and municipal governments and administrations, as well as civil liberties groups and the public. And it's certainly a primary focus for our government. Under the strategy, there is a recognized need for effective governance of police services that is responsive to local needs. Our police service boards are governing bodies. They set strategic direction of a police service, and they monitor and evaluate the performance of service against this strategic direction and legislated standards of responsibilities. Police service boards connect the community and the police and should reflect the needs of their community in the police services strategic direction and policy. We've heard that we need to move toward universality for civilian police governance across the province. Regardless of the manner in which police services are delivered in a municipality, there should be a local civilian police governance body. And our government is looking to address how it can enable consistent civilian police governance across all our municipalities, as the current framework under the Police Services Act does not ensure meaningful participation in civilian police governance. We're examining opportunities to better equip police service boards to effectively carry out their roles and responsibilities. This includes recognition that police services board members collectively should possess a range of skills and competencies aligned with the important roles and responsibilities of a board in order to operate effectively. There is a need to provide more clarity on the roles and responsibilities of police services boards, and representatives from my ministry continue to meet regularly with communities across the province to achieve this. It is clear to us that municipalities and their multi-sector partners are strongly invested in the safety and well-being of our communities. Considerable work has been done to help inform us as we move forward, but there is still significant work ahead. A strong policing framework that supports community safety and well-being needs a robust, independent oversight system that ensures public trust in police services, their officers, and the services they provide. For that reason, the Government of Ontario has appointed the Honourable Michael Tulloch, a judge of the Ontario Court of Appeal, to lead an independent review of the three agencies that oversee police conduct in the province: the Special Investigations Unit, the Office of the Independent Police Review Director, and the Ontario Civilian Police Commission. Justice Tulloch has been asked to provide the government with recommendations on ways to enhance transparency and accountability of the province's three police oversight bodies, while ensuring that these agencies are carrying out their work as effectively and efficiently as possible. As part of his review, he will engage in public and stakeholder consultations. Now, the final report containing all recommendations will be delivered by the Attorney General March 31st, 2017, and will be made available to the public. In the coming months, we'll continue to work closely with our partners as we move forward with finalizing the strategy for a safer Ontario. Thank you for your ongoing participation in this process. I know that we share a common vision for a stronger, safer Ontario, and by working together, we can truly implement an innovative, effective plan that changes the way we view, develop, and deliver policing across the province of Ontario. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today with you, and enjoy the rest of the conference. Thanks, Gary. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. It's certainly an opportunity for us to thank you for joining us. And there's been a lot of work by a lot of groups